So today I have picked up on someone who has been quietly asking for a sign. Okay, I got your silence has been heard, and I did a little something different for these messages today, kind of like the last one that I did. I think I was water scrying, and so this time I did some fire scrying and just some heavy channeling, and it was cool. This came out almost kind of like a letter from spirit to you. So, I got that this is for someone who has been carrying so much on their shoulders that sometimes you are unaware of how tired your soul is. Okay, it's like you've been in survival mode for so long that peace actually feels unfamiliar to you. Okay, I even got like even suspicious to you at times. And I also got the image of Atlas, I think, and y'all correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but it's like the statue of like the muscly man carrying the world on his back, right? So that was the image that came through. And I also got that there is someone in your field who really shook your confidence, someone who made you question your intuition, your self worth. And this was really interesting because I also got that they even kind of made you question your reality at times. So it was really giving like very twisted mind games. So I got that this was actually like a very intense redirection in order to push you into a timeline where you are no longer available to people who benefit from your doubt specifically. Okay, so this has a lot to do with self trust as well, and we'll get more into that. And I got that this is your season of energetic reclamation. All right. I also got that you are going from predictable to unpredictable in the way that you have kind of prioritized others over you, and now you are more prioritizing your needs and what you really want for your life, for it to be fulfilled and joyful and to feel like there's just more of you in your own life, okay? So, I also got that you are getting very selective about who you share your time and energy with. I actually heard spiritual celebrity, you're a spiritual celebrity. And it was also giving like, you know how celebrities they are like very selective about who they give their time and their energy to. It was really giving that, okay? And that you actually are like a celebrity in the spirit realm, but things that happen in the spirit first, they always like translate to the physical. So that could really be something that you resonate with. I also got that I picked up on some anxiety as I was channeling you as well, but Spirit was really clear on what this anxiety was, and that Spirit wants to reassure you that your nervous system and your foundation are being adjusted so that you can hold more than ever. Okay, so this is very clearly an expansion, like growing pains, basically. And I always get heavy anxiety when my nervous system is expanding too. So that felt right on point. So it's just that you're very sensitive to energy. Spirit really wanted to make that clear. Like you're very sensitive to, even specifically, I got solar flares and changes in the Schumann resonance. Okay, so I got that you are a guide that kept coming up, a guide and a seer, and particularly when it comes to sensing the intentions of others. Okay. And I did get that you often find yourself in a position where you give messages to others, okay? And especially when it comes to who is disingenuous or around them, okay? Like you probably say things like, just be careful, those people really aren't your friends, right? But maybe you're not often heard, I got, until like after the fact. And so it's like you have to continuously like be supportive of people who don't really value this gift of yours, or maybe that's kind of how it starts to make you feel after a while. And it's like these people, you feel like they won't help themselves. You're kind of tired of having the same conversation like 20 times over. And so I got that you're kind of stepping away to leave people where they're at, okay? Because it's kind of taxing on your energy. But what's good about this is that it's helping you turn your energy back to self, okay? Back to your stability, your next level of goals, all right? And this shift, it is powerful because it's signaled a reboot, okay, from spirit. So you may feel like your intuition is blocked, and we're always so hard on ourselves and think the worst, but this is actually spirit having our back and closing down our energy to wrap up some sort of healing or rest. It's energetic self-care, right? That sometimes we often, neglect when we are really operating in our gifts. And you don't even have to do any kind of like spiritual work. You could be an accountant, but really be operating in your gifts, right? And when we do that all the time and every single day, it's a lot of energy, right? And especially when you're a guide, that there can sometimes be these periods where, or even more often than not, where we don't really prioritize, energetic self-care as a guide, right? And so then really what ends up happening is spirit, again, closes down our energy for us so that they can return our energy to us stronger than ever. This is absolutely what happens. I've been through this so many times where spirit will have to come in and close down my energy and do a reboot, and it's in order to help me like rest or wrap up some sort of healing or something like that, and then my intuition gets returned to me stronger than ever, okay? So this is what's happening to you, and that's why I call it like a reboot. So what else? I also got something specific about someone from your past who once had like an extreme emotional influence over you, okay? I got that they no longer have access to you. And so they can sense you detaching. And so for them, this often shows up as confusion when someone doesn't, know what's going on spiritually. And it's my feeling that you don't really experience much emotion anymore when you think of this person. And it's probably the first person that just popped into your head. But I very clearly got from spirit, do not reopen doors you were rescued from. Okay, so I'm not sure if they are trying to gain access to you again, get you to take them back in some way, okay? But you will know how that resonates for you. But I got that your heart is clearing space for someone who meets you where you are at, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, right? So this is like, no more almost, no more waiting for someone to wake up, right? And I also got that you can look forward to this being a chapter of deep self-trust that you've really been longing for, even if you didn't know quite to communicate it like that. But yeah, because I really got for you that like you've always been really, really gifted, like ever since a child, someone who was like assigned like very like powerful angels like at birth. You know, you probably found yourself giving like very wise advice as like a child, even like it was not normal, right? But I do get that, you know, and maybe this was due to, you know, a lack of family support and believing in you, and just your gifts over time really being devalued. And so there was really a lack of self-trust, even though you're very powerful, right? And so you're just stepping into this chapter now where you're like, wait a minute, I have this really cool, beautiful, powerful secret of like, I actually, you know, I really know what's going on. And all that was really missing was just this trust, you know, that I could have for my gifts, you know, and that will bring a whole level of like enjoyment to them for you as well. Okay. And I also got very clearly that you are getting opportunities that once felt too big. All right. Now they are going to start to feel aligned. All right. This chapter is all about allowing and attracting and receiving, okay? You are going to be getting clarity on your next step, okay? So no worries there, but you're going to get clarity on your next step without needing the whole staircase, all right? So again, going back to that deep self-trust and enjoying it as well, okay? So this is like becoming your higher self, and I got like experiencing yourself the way that spirit experiences you, okay, which I thought was really beautiful. Okay, and this was all that I got for this channeling. This felt just really clear, really powerful. I learned a lot from this energy as well. And yeah, I also just want to say thank y'all so much for being patient with me. I know it's been a couple of days. It's just been a difficult past couple of days. I had to take my dad to the emergency room, and it was pretty scary, but he is okay. We still need to follow up with some new doctors and check out some other things, but he is okay. But yeah, it was just a lot. So, anyways, but I missed y'all, and I really hope that you enjoyed your reading. Please let me know if any of this resonates. And I normally wouldn't ask, but if y'all could just keep my dad and me in your prayers and send us good energy, I would be so grateful. I'm so thankful to have such a beautiful collective that supports me and I know wants me to take care of myself. And yeah, I just really love y'all so much, and it's just really such a privilege to be here for y'all in such a powerful spiritual way. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this one here. Thank you again. Let me know how this resonates. I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next one.